Happy Thursday, happy Thursday. It is time for some more templates, Template Thursday. So we are following along in the annual catalog, and we are going to the card design page, which is page 22. And there are all these card sketches and different samples throughout the catalog that reference these sketches to spark our creativity and get us all inspired. And so we are working through these 22 templates. Today we're on template number 7, and I use my card keeper box. So this is the card keeper kit, and I use this to hold all of my templates. Each week we're making a template, and inside I just have the template, and then I have a little sticky note with the directions for all the past templates. So if you need any of those template measurements, you can always find them in our previous videos and on my YouTube in the Template Thursday section. And we are just moving through these in the catalog. I think it's so fun to have those visuals of the different ways we can use our paper and to create. So today is card sketch number 7 from our annual catalog. If you don't have another demonstrator and need one of our awesome annual catalogs or, idea and inspiration books, then just shoot me a message and I will be happy to send one of those out to you. Okay, so let's bring in our parts and pieces for today's card. So I am just using a basic white card base to hold my template. We're going to need some thread, some ribbon, or some twine. We're going to need a piece of cardstock or designer paper, and here are the measurements for today. So we've got our focal piece, which is 2 by 3.5, some ribbon, thread, or twine, and our card base. So go ahead and take a screenshot of today's measurements, and I'll give you a second and then we will get started on that. So I'm going to actually use some DSP today. And so I'm going to showcase some more of the Nest of Winter designer series paper. Isn't it so beautiful? I love all of the trees and just the imagery and design. It's sort of like country chic to me. So I really love this paper, and I love all the colors with the pool party and the yellows and the beige and the crumb cake. I mean, it's just beautiful, beautiful paper. So I'm going to be using that today. And then we are going to create with this piece a banner, but I'm also going to show you a way to do this with some dies. And that's what I did in most of our cards today. So we need to, if you're looking at the catalog and we go to that card design page, if we look at number 7, you can see it's a big banner focal image, and then it's got ribbon, twine, or thread wrapped around it. So it's a really quick and easy template, a really quick and easy card sketch to follow, and there's a lot of different options on how we can use this in our design. So I will show you that with our examples here in a minute, but we need to create that banner. So in my cards today, what I did was I actually cut that banner from one of our die sets. So our Nested Essential die set is this great kind of basic shapes set. It's got, these rounded corner, not quite a square, but rectangles. And then we've got these shapes and these different banner shapes. And I love these. So this is another die set that I always recommend to have on hand for those different basic shapes. So I use this largest banner because when we look at our focal image, it's 2 by 3.5. And this is just about what that banner will be. So It's a tiny bit bigger than the 2, but I think it works pretty good. And then once we cut our banner out of this piece, it actually becomes about the size of this. So if you don't have these dies yet, put them on your wish list, but you can actually create that banner look on just a piece of the 2 by 3.5. So we're just gonna kind of eyeball the middle there. We're gonna snip up the middle, and then we're gonna go from corner to that middle point, and then again from corner to that middle point. And you can kind of even that out if you need to. There we go. So we've got our banner cut that you could use from just that 2 by 3.5 piece, or you can use the die like I did here, and see they're just about similar. So I'm going to use this one today so you can see it on our image. Let me grab some liquid adhesive, and we've got our, this is actually linen thread that I will be using for this one. So here's what I like to do. So you can wrap it around once, twice, a couple of times, whatever you like. This one I'm going to do, we're just going to do that once. And then here is my trick for this, is I'm going to take my 2 ends here, and I am going to tie this in a knot. Because we're tying this to like a loose paper, it just is a little bit easier to do your bow when you first have a little knot here. So I'm just looping this through and tying just a simple knot in my linen thread here. Then we're gonna go and make our bow. This way it all kind of stays in place while you're tying your bow here. Bring that through. And we're just gonna pull this tight. Then we'll just adjust our loops here so they aren't quite as big. And we'll get them situated how we'd like them. That looks good. So there's our bow, and you can move this so that it's lower on your banner. On our pattern here, it's in the middle on our card sketch, so we'll just scoochy that up so it's in the middle. Good morning, Avril. Then we're just gonna add some liquid adhesive. You could do dimensionals or tear tape or your seal or Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm just gonna use some liquid adhesive for my pattern here. And then we're just gonna kind of center that best we can right onto our card front. And that is our simple card sketch pattern for today. So happy Template Thursday, right? And here's those measurements. If you want to, again, take a screenshot of that, you can. And then I will bring in some fun designs that I did with this so you can see how this pattern can actually change a bit. So this one I did with crumb cake, again using that same Ness of Winter designer series paper. So that's just another one of the designs in there. I love that it has those little wildflowers that you can make the wish on, right? And then I just stamped on a piece of basic white my sentiment, die cut it out and popped it up. So you can put that right on top of the banner. So there's one design. This design is another paper from our beautiful Ness of Winter. And this time I didn't stamp my sentiment on there. I stamped my sentiment just on the card base. So we've got our celebrate just right there. And I die cut that banner to focus on those beautiful birds. And so they are kind of the focal image of this one. And then I did something totally different because you can also put your sentiment on this and not use designer series paper. So for this one, I die cut that out of the basic white, and then I stamped the Celebrate in 4 different ink colors there. So that becomes my focal image without designer series paper. This one I actually used some bubble bath or ribbon. I used some ribbon here and then linen thread on those two. But look at all those different ways that we can design with this one card sketch to get a different view, right? A different thing. We could even put, if we wanted to, some designer series paper layered in the back if you wanted to do that, but it would still follow this beautiful card sketch. So happy Template Thursday. I hope you're enjoying making all of these patterns for your fun pattern box. So it will be and serve as your inspiration for creating. Have a great Thursday, everyone, and I will see you guys soon.